Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tashana. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. If this is your first time tuning in, hi, welcome, thank you. Please follow us on YouTube at Inappropriate Radio TV. We can also be found on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, as well as Spreaker, and we're going to be on Amazon really soon, okay? Now, this segment, I was getting kind of pissed off, like, I'm not even going to lie, alright? Because we are in the middle of this Saturn retrograde, it's not even about, like, things from the past coming up, right? That's a Mercury thing. The Saturn retrograde is usually related to karma, and I mean, this is like the negative end of it, right? You receiving, whatever is owed to you karmically, whatever you have been putting out can be coming back. Whatever karma or debt has missed you last year or, the year before or earlier this winter is definitely going to come back now, and you have up until November to pay off whatever debts you need to pay karmically, right? If it is that's something that if it's something you did, if it's something that is connected to your bloodline and your purpose, is going to be like scattered out, right? So don't be alarmed. Everything that's coming is a part of the plan for you to be fully aligned, okay? There's going to be people trying to distract you or trying to convince you that what's happening is the result of something else. No, it's simply God. It's simply the Creator. It's simply you needing to fully tap in to what God is calling you to do. And unfortunately, this is going to be a result of disobedience, or you just slacking, being like lackadaisical about, your duties and what it is that you're being instructed to do. This is not really what you're being guided to do. We talked about that, right? The difference between being guided and instructed. A lot of the times we go through these different phases where we start feeling like we need to do more or do less. And a lot of the times we are exactly where we need to be. Even if it makes us uncomfortable, even if it is something that we really aren't familiar with and we can't really put a handle on it, even if we are unsure about what to do next and what's going to happen afterwards, right? You don't have to rely on your spiritual gifts for everything, okay? Some things are just a part of the plan, and your gifts cannot fix every problem. You are not to be held accountable for everything that happens bad, right? Especially the things that you cannot control. Whatever has gone on outside of you is out of your control. Now, do you have to sometimes pay karma and debt on the behalf of someone else? Sure. If God wants you to do that, go ahead and do it and get it out the way. But the gist of this conversation is to just inform you that everything that's going to be coming, whether you like it or not, is to push you closer into alignment. Not that you're out of alignment, but it's to secure your position and where it is that you're headed. A lot of people are going to try to convince you to do otherwise. There are people that are going to try to force you to misunderstand what's happening, right? A lot of the things that God is going to be doing is going to be helpful at a later date. Right now, it's going to hurt because outside of it being something that you're not familiar with, it's going to be attached to things that look really disgusting and dirty. And, and I'm not even talking about like a physical thing, right? I'm talking about life when I say not a physical thing, like not your physical body. I mean, not all the time. Depending on the karma and what needs to take place, your vessel will be used. But this is mainly your mindset, okay? This is mainly your spirit, the energies that are coming towards you, the energies that you are trying to break away from, the different concepts of self that you have that are going to be like tested. Everything that you said you are, that you are at the last little mark of the journey to step into that. But you're going to get tested. People are going to leave you. People are going to come towards you. People are going to help you. People are going to leave you dry. People are going to give you advice. It's going to be good, bad, and you have to discern which of it is coming from a higher vibration and what of it is not, right? Just because we don't like it, just because we feel like it is something that is going to possibly harm us, doesn't mean it's wrong, right? We had the conversation of just because something seems like the right thing to do doesn't always mean it's for us. Sometimes you need the chaos to balance things out. A lot of the ugly is where we get a lot of our lessons from. The good is just the reward, okay? So don't be alarmed by now up until November, okay? November 15th is the last day of this Saturn retrograde. There are also going to be other placements and transits that are going to be taking place, and it's going to leave you in a state of confusion and just not really being sure on how to move. And I'm going to tell you not to be alarmed, okay? Be aware that everything that's happening with you is a part of God's plan, whether you like it or not. I can't stress that enough, because a lot of us, we understand that God is taking us somewhere. A lot of us, we understand that God is taking us somewhere, but we don't know the transportation, that's going to be used, right? Just because we are going by God doesn't mean we're not going to have to go through hell. All right? Just because God is telling you that you have something that he wants you to do doesn't necessarily mean you're going to like it or agree with it. So that's a whole different aspect of, the things that we have to do in order to fulfill God's purpose for us. And being able to laugh about it and, not be heartbroken and not be stressed and not be confused and upset is a blessing. Some people don't get to go through life without being disappointed. So if you're looking for God to just please you and make you happy and give you all of these things that you never had before, that you always wanted, then baby, this spiritual warfare thing is not for you. I'm going to tell you right now. It's not pretty. It's not always shits and giggles. In fact, you're going to probably cry more about things not going your way than you are, the blessings. Like I said, those happy moments are like the ends of, the roads and the tunnels that you have to travel in order to reach. And I'm not saying that these good things are, going to be outweighed by the bad, right? I am, however, saying that God is not going to give you so much of a good time because you want it, because you feel like you deserve it. That is not how this works, baby. Okay? Especially at a time like this, with warfare being heightened, with these demons looking for shells to hide in, with the people that we're connected to being compromised and consumed by these demons. Because it's one thing to, travel on an airplane or on a bus with a stranger that's possessed But it's a totally different ball game to be laying next to a demon-filled person, or living with a demon-filled person, or being related to a demon-filled individual. It's all fun and games until you realize that you are the target. It's not the best thing. It doesn't really feel good, but it is important for you to understand your role and your place in all this. And we always talk about, the importance of knowing your spiritual name, knowing your spiritual responsibilities, knowing when to back away, knowing what is the main thing that is required, for you to succeed, for you to receive what God does have for you. I'm really happy that, we get to have these conversations and really reflect on the Creator and what He's doing in our lives. But a lot of us, we go through so many unnecessary things because we are not doing what God wants. We're doing what we want. And, we talked about that and how dangerous that is, to just like straddle the I'm confused fence. Like, we can't do that anymore. We are in a time where we are about to be going through some real shit. And it's beyond money. Like, it's not even about money right now. It's totally about you building up your spirit, getting closer to God, and breaking off the chains that are connected to your bloodline. Because this is about to be the only way to get through certain doors. If you feel like God has cursed you, He probably did, but He's probably also protecting you from some things that you probably are having a hard time stepping away from. And it's never God's plan to like harm you, right? It's always God's plan to like make sure you're safe and like get you through the things that are going to be stopping you from succeeding and helping you. It's been a while since I said it, but your life is not about you. Your life is solely about the people that are coming behind you. What have you done to make life easier for the people that you're not going to meet? And whether they're connected to you by blood or whether your purpose is directly connected to their existence, doesn't matter. It's kind of all the same thing after a certain while. So you don't have to allow yourself to be dismantled by your own thoughts. God is going to do that for you. Trust me. Don't break yourself apart and pry yourself apart because of what you think something is, or what you think it should be, or what it's not. Do not get caught up in that, please, guys, because these next few years we're going to be walking into some crazy shit, and I don't think any of us are fully prepared for doing it alone. And the first aspect of that is building a solid relationship with God. That is the first thing. Once you do that, you'll be able to understand your purpose, how to break off certain chains that are connected to your family, how to move forward, and what to expect in part. All of this is in part. Unless God is going to give you the whole spiel, you're going to get it in bits and pieces, and you're probably never going to actually get everything in its entirety. You're going to get what is required for you. You may even get the backstory on how, we got to where we are currently. And you may get to see, right? God may reveal to you the things that are to come as it is expected by way of your efforts and your energy that you're going to be contributing. But overall, we cannot handle all of what God is about. All right, but I'm going to end it here. I do love y'all. I hope y'all are drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables and sipping on your own tea because it's free. All right. Love y'all. Peace.